What's up, guys? Welcome to The Bunker. I'm Tasteless, joined with Rapid and the Toast. How are you doing, guys? Yeah. You have a hat on today.
Yeah.
We kind of can't see
Mr.
your eyes
Hat
on
Man
here.
over here.
Well, that's because I had a... You might actually have to talk into the microphone so we can hear you.
Nobody can actually.
I don't know how many times you've done The Bunker and you just don't know that there's a microphone that this goes out to.
Nobody can hear me if I don't
Actually,
talk into the microphone.
I like your hair going down.
I don't know.
You just had it.
It was a bad hair day today.
You
so
look
should
just like
become
no
an emo
regret.
guy.
You look just like no regret. Look at that.
Just like no regret. There's actually very few differences between no regret.
They're
and
basically
I.
the same. Like,
Yeah, he even named his Grandmaster Korea account Rapid Casting.
Yeah,
so,
I mean-
it doesn't get much closer than that.
or maybe that's yours that you let him play on. Who
Oh,
knows?
well,
Yeah,
you know.
and he's actually not even good at the game at all.
I just work into his body whenever
That's
he
right.
plays.
That's the way to do it. We have our chat open over here. If you guys want to ask
This
us
is too
questions or
loud.
interact with us.
This is
yeah,
crazy how loud this
is.
is.
Is that the master volume down there?
No, that's
That's
not.
just
I'm
his.
just doing my volume.
No, I'm just asking. Is there a master? Because I was wondering if we could turn it down slightly.
we
for
shouldn't
both of
touch
us.
the master volume button. It's not a good idea. Just use yours right there.
Because yeah, it's actually quite loud. In
It's
my
like, should we
ears.
take over the studio to
Maybe you're
reduce
just
the
being
sound in
really
my
loud.
headset?
So, how's it going, guys? What's up with you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I got to hang out last night with you guys, so
Oh,
it
yeah.
was fun. I haven't done that in a long time.
Caught
I've been
up with-
streaming a lot of StarCraft, and yeah, that's about it.
My hand is still injured. I think I have a little bit over 2 more weeks. Then I go back and get the X-ray.
It's not
Does it
so
feel
bad.
different? Still feel exactly the same?
You know, whenever you have you ever had a cast on before? Eventually, it starts to have a weird kind of pain just because you haven't moved it. Do you know? It's sort of your body telling you that you're supposed to.
I don't know. I'm a really fidgety person, so I feel like that being confined would just make me go crazy.
It was really hard for me for maybe the first 5 days, 4 days, and then eventually, I just kind of this thing is like part of me now. You know, and
It smells like part of you.
Oh, it smells nasty, dude. This thing is gross. This is we were talking about this a while back, but this is the one thing. As advanced as human beings are, we haven't really figured a way around broken bones other than just wrapping them in stinky cloth and
It's the best way.
keeping them. There's no like way to speed that up, unfortunately.
Well, we don't have those like magical machines yet that you just lay in and they fix you.
Yeah.
Like so many sci-fi things have.
I'm waiting on those. We'll probably become a lot more reckless as human beings when those eventually come around. So
Hard. It'd be hard, I think, to be more reckless. You crazy guy with your broken wrist.
here it is, man.
Just waving it around wherever
Yeah,
you
man.
go.
And then when I walk, I kind of hold it up like this because I don't want to bump it into anything. You know.
There's like nobody in this chat today. I think that we are currently speaking to a black hole.
Or, yeah. What? Did Rapid run to the studio today? No, I walked
He was over at his
briskly.
he was over at his audition for the Sandlot Gang earlier here today, man.
That's true.
Sandlot Gang.
We got a good day coming up here today. I actually always love when we go to the round of 8. I
Because
feel like
every
that's
game
really
is just the best, and it's also best of fives.
yeah. I really enjoy doing best of 5s in StarCraft 2
And
especially.
This round of 8 is not only like amazing, but there's a lot of stories going on about who can make it to BlizzCon. And I'll go over all those in depth when we get into the show. But like for some people, like looking at SOS right now, I'll give a little teaser. SOS plays today. He has to get at least second and do well in Super Tournament.
Yeah.
Or, of course, if you win, you just get the seed. But I'm just saying, like, if he loses today, that's it. SOS, 2-time world champion, will not become this year 3-time world champion.
That will be the weirdest player to not have at a BlizzCon is the guy who's won twice already.
Yeah. Like, it happened to him last year, remember? He was in the finals against Beyond. Whoever won went to BlizzCon.
That's right. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then he
I'm sorry.
lost
Yeah,
and-
I actually always think for some reason he was actually at BlizzCon last year, but he was not.
Every time he
You're
goes, he
correct.
wins. Like,
Yeah.
if he's there, he wins. And, in fact, when you look at, like, who's good this year, Innovation and TY are the 2 best players this year. The best chance to actually have them not win BlizzCon is having SOS get there. I'm serious, man. You can't make this shit up.
No, it's true
It's crazy.
because SOS is so consistent in that environment. I mean, that's really his place. But, you know, it's tough. We have so many good players now in StarCraft 2. And even with, for instance, like Gumiho dominating just recently, that was cool. We always knew he was good, but now he's proven even he can do that. So competition is fierce. Do you guys need me to read this in case you're too far away?
I can read them. Hold on. Let me put up my fistnoculars.
Why aren't you playing turn-based strategy with your offhand, Tasteless. Don't be such a casual. Oh, thank you. Did you know that I was doing that?
Or not doing that.
Or not doing that? Because actually I am playing turn-based strategy games at my house.
True. You got a chance
So
to
this
see it
guy just
firsthand.
This is the internet, man.
Look at
People
this
just
guy assuming
assume.
you're
He just
gaming.
assumes.
He assumes you're gaming, man. It's
Yeah.
just totally.
He's just like deciding. That is the
game
internet now.
assumer.
Yeah, I watched Tasteless play a bunch of Priest yesterday at rank 9. It was totally sick. He
Yeah.
did fall to rank 10, but guess what? He got back.
I got back. Actually, I might be still at rank 10 today. I'm not.
I think you dropped right when we finished, but
Yeah.
That was fun, though. Oh, my God.
it was
Watching
pretty
me
fun.
play Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get into it.
Tasteless is
Man.
actually quite good.
Yeah.
Thank you. But it is fun having you guys like make fun of me and make jokes. We're all just chatting while it's going on.
see.
Let's see here. What else is in the chat?
It's an odd year, though. SOS has to make it. That is true. You just skip a year.
Yeah, that's
That's the pattern, right?
Well,
we have
he
2
might,
points, so we can
like,
make a line.
I mean, this is the bracket that he has is pretty tough. Like he has to face Solar first, who like okay, I'll talk about that during the show. I don't want to throw away
No
all
spoilers.
my thunder
Derail. Yeah.
because I have most of it worked out what people have to do basically. So I'm just gonna shut up. But yeah, it's gonna be a good day. And if you're watching the bunker, you're definitely going to watch Code S. No one tunes in for just the bunker.
Yes, we were like, I like this bunker
I just
show.
only
and I
watch the
tune out.
bunker.
There's too many StarCraft games in that other show, the GSL.
I don't
It's
really watch
annoying.
StarCraft, but I
like seeing them on
love
camera and
Tasteless.
chatting. Yeah, man. By the way, the weather has just been absolutely amazing.
It has.
It has been delightful today.
Today's
It's been
not
delightful for the past 2 or 3
Yeah,
weeks, I'd
yesterday
say.
was nice. It got actually a little bit chilly at night.
Yeah, it did.
My friends over here
Yeah.
without their hoodies when we were
Oh,
sitting
yeah,
outside
yeah.
last night. You guys were little cold nerds.
I had to borrow somebody's sweatshirt.
Weather was good yesterday. I've been doing this thing where I wake up at like 8 or 9 a.m., like way too early. But as a caveat, it is beautiful outside at that time. So highly recommend if you guys get up early, go outside. It's great.
It's true.
Well, you've been doing these super late casts lately.
Yeah, but sometimes they're also like super early. So if I just stay up all night, then they become super late. But I've been a good boy lately. Haven't done that yet.
Just going to
so.
bed when you get home. I'm on a good sleep cycle right now. I'm probably
your
going to
sleep
bed at
cycle?
like maybe 1:30 or 2 usually,
Ah.
and then waking up 9 to 11, something like that, just depending. Which is, as you guys know, I've occasionally been on the sleep cycle where I wake up at 3:30 p.m. and I just eat my breakfast and come here to the studio,
We've
and I'm
been
like,
traveling
good to
a
go.
lot too, so there's lots of jet lag, I guess, for both you guys.
Well, you know, it's funny. I feel that if
A
I
little
have
bit, yeah.
if I have enough travel, because Artosis has kids, right? So it's almost it forces him on some kind of a clock, no matter what.
Yeah, you say, "Oh, I've been getting up so early at 8 and 9." I'm like, I wish I could sleep until 8. That would
Yeah,
be so
yeah.
amazing.
But for me, I find that if I travel and have to reset my clock there and then come back here, I'm almost always forced on to being on a good sleep cycle. Like if I'm in Korea for maybe 3.5, 4 months straight, that's when I start going into this dangerous realm of kind of being up all night and then sleeping until it's time for the show to start. Yeah. Oh, question. Any hype for Age of Empires 4?
okay, so I played Age of Empires 3 competitively.
Did you do 2 as well, Age of Empires 2?
No, I did not play
Okay.
2. I played 3. It was a really good game. Had a lot of potential. It wasn't balanced, but like whatever. That's you just choose the best race. But it was a great game, and it had potential, but they weren't very esports focused, so it didn't really work out for the game. And
Yeah.
that's fine. That happened all the time back in the day with good RTS games. So I'm kind of excited for Age of Empires 4 because if it's just like an updated, better version of Age of Empires 3, that's going to be a game that I will play a hell of a lot. It'll be really fun. But I'm also a little bit cautious with my hype because Relic is going to make it. And
What games has Relic made?
they made the Dawn of War series, and the most recent Dawn
Okay.
of War 3, is not the type of RTS I want to play. I
Yeah.
know that there are some people that like RTSs where you like it's not any micro doesn't exist. I am not one of those people. So if that's how Age of Empires 4 turns out, it will be $60 that Artosis spends and never gets back. But if it's a game like Age of Empires 3, which you can micro and macro in, and it's strategic and stuff like that, like Age of Empires 3 was, I will be over the moon happy with that. That'll be amazing. So I am putting my support behind Relic. I hope they do a killer job on it, but I really hope that it is not the type of RTS that they have just released.
I would say I'm more excited probably for the remaster of Age of Empires 1, 2, and 3. I think
That's pretty cool.
Not only are they like remastering it, but they're also adding like pathing improvements. So they're updating the unit pathing AI.
Some of the pathing in those are pretty bad.
Well, and one of the problems with
Worse than like Protoss Dragoons? Or?
well,
it's like Diablo 1 pathing.
Yeah.
Where it'll just
it's
you'll
like
want to go over here and it's like and
Yeah.
it's just like
okay, so it's on
Well,
like the hexagon,
yeah,
right?
so-
There's only a certain number of. Okay,
well,
got it.
they're actually just squares. So there used to be only 8 directions, but now they've updated the sprites so they can move in 16 directions.
Much better, yeah.
And you can also walk over farms in Age of Empires 1, which is a big shortcoming of the way that base building worked in that game, because you needed renewable resources, but because you could never put 2 farms adjacent to each other, otherwise it was a wall. It limited the way that you could build your base and the way that like the space on the maps worked. So that tournaments had to be played on like one map size larger, and so every Age of Empire 1 tournament you watched went for at least an hour, hour and a half. If it went 30 minutes, that was a rush. So I'm really excited to see how it changes.
It is interesting that there are so many, well, not so many, but there are enough companies that just make RTS games that seem to have not wanted to take anything from StarCraft at all, 1 or 2. It's so strange to me. There are so many games that use the Command and Conquer engine or model.
Yeah.
Age of Empires is sort of a. There are other games like Age of Empires, right?
yeah.
But I mean, there's the entire Age series, like Age of Mythology, Age of
That's right, yeah.
Wonders.
But it's funny to me because StarCraft, along with Warcraft 3, StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 they're the RTS games.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just so strange to me that you know these people have seen these games. They've seen the success. They've seen. Because however you want to cut it, and I know that sometimes people talk about StarCraft not being as big as they'd like to be. It's very big. It's viewed as very big from the other people in different esports genres. A lot of people from other esports say they wish their game could be as big as StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2 was at any point in time. But they've seen this. They've seen the success. They've seen the tournaments. They've seen competitive play, and it doesn't seem like they want to take anything from that.
Well, I think there's a set of people that want to build armies and have an economy that also absolutely don't want someone to come in and out-micro them. So, like, there's a group of people that are not, like, super good gamers that just, like, want this experience. But, like, I feel like they
I understand what you're saying.
Why don't you just play single player if you're that person?
See, now that's what I'm always confused about.
Why are we ruining the potential of a game to be more?
Yes.
I don't understand it. The thing is, I'm very, like, everyone knows me. I want competitive RTS games where you can micro and macro. So I guess there's some bias there. But I do find it shocking how many, like Gregu was another one. I was very excited to have another big RTS come out. You couldn't micro. You couldn't do anything, right? It was just
this is what's strange for me is that, look,
this is not a hard concept. And the thing is, I mean, they're making great storylines. There's good graphics in these games. I'm not completely hating on Dawn of War 3 and Gregu, but what wasted potential? Why don't you just make it so that units react so I can micro them? Why can't I just move my fucking army how I want to? Someone had to make the decision, no, don't let it micro. Who made that decision? How did that happen?
I think there's a bunch of people, you see this a lot in RTS, who think they're fans of RTS and think that they're...
It's more of a turn-based that they want, I think.
And that they know really what's right about it. Like they're viewing micro and stuff like that as some kind of cheating or it's not what the game's really about. And if you know enough about strategy in RTS, you can end up at the same spot all the time because there is no micro. There is no room to stretch the limits.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what happens. I mean, for as much as people think that it's as complex and this and that, the problem that a lot of these games face is you end up in the same spot and it's a stalemate, and then one guy can't overcome the other one. And I agree completely. What a fucking waste of potential.
Yeah.
That you could have had so much more, and there's not that many RTSs out there. There's enough of diehard fans that you could definitely have that. I think competition's good all the time.
Absolutely. Give me, and the thing is, it's not like I'm a fan of the StarCraft storyline, right? That's not why I play.
No, I don't care about it.
I just want to play a competitive RTS where, like, I can choose to practice any aspect of it. I can express myself through the game. But when you take away such a giant thing as being able to move your units how you want, I can't play that game.
Well, I'm almost under the impression there's just, I mean, I don't know, but it seems like there's just a lot of older people that just were making RTSs a certain way, and then eventually, while there was these older developers that were making RTS a certain way, there was younger people at the time like us who were playing StarCraft or getting into that, and it's like these are two different worlds, right? You have this competitive RTS world that's big and it's thriving. It's been around. It's for a while. It's stable. It's been around longer than almost anything else, right? If you start with StarCraft 1. And then there's just this thing over here of guys like, no, we got it. And we're going to make it our way. And I just feel like, gosh, you would have better sales. You would actually end up getting into esports. Esports has gotten so big right now. You would assume people would want to crack into that market, right?
Yeah.
Do companies only want to crack into the esports market if it's a MOBA or a card game? Is that how this works?
I think, especially with things like Brood War, right? There's a level that you have to get to before you can like play the game. Like if you're a race and you don't know how to wall in against Zerg, then like there's an extent to which you just kind of don't get to play the game. So yeah, it's difficult and you have to learn it. But I would say that with most games out there, like you can kind of like get in there and like generally do it. Like if you're playing a MOBA, like you can go into a lane, you can like kill some minions, like deal some damage to like champions or whatever. Even if you don't like fully understand it, or like Counter-Strike, you can like shoot some guys, and it's like okay, well, you don't have to really like understand. At Hearthstone, you play some cards or whatever. But I think RTSs that allow lots of micro, like that skill cap, I don't think anybody's just like comes into a game and has that without practicing a whole lot.
Well, that's true, but I mean, if they're going to go on, there's going to be a ladder, right? Like there'll be other terrible players on the ladder that you can just play against.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole point. Is I feel like.
And the thing is, the people that you're marketing to are probably buying it for single player if you're not making it a good multiplayer experience.
That's the thing. Right. And if you can play, even with StarCraft 2, you could play that single player and really not micro at all and get the whole way through the campaign, right? It's not that hard to do, right? And I just feel like, okay, if you're going to market the single player game, that's fine, but then all these cool features that you could manipulate and have in an RTS, they're not going to know about that or care about that anyways because they're busy playing their fantasy version of the game. Like Heroes of Might and Magic, right? Like some people would do that multiplayer in a hot seat that no, not me. I just wanted to do the single player, right? But if you want to have all these cool features and advanced things for the multiplayer, which you might, someone like me might not be interested in, I'm not missing it, you know? I don't know. I mean, I feel strongly about this just because
I do too.
I look at it and I think, gosh, I mean,
what a missed opportunity.
What a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
And
I'm having a great time right now. I'm playing both StarCraft 2 and StarCraft 1. Hell, I'd love to have Dawn of War 3 be another game that I'm playing right now. You know?
Well, you look at the you look at the FGC, right? They have so many games. There's so many fighting games. Fighting games have gotten so good.
Yeah.
And there's multiple developers bringing them out. And whenever a fighting game comes out, all these Street Fighter pros, Smash pros, everybody goes and buys the game and gives it a shot and has fun with it.
Yeah.
And they can enjoy it. And honestly, there are so many good fighting games. Some don't even make it because they're just swamped out by the competition. But with RTS, it's like,
if you got an RTS, imagine like the guaranteed sales. Every competitive StarCraft player on Earth, everyone that likes to play ladder and stuff, would probably buy your RTS if RTS actual pros, like StarCraft pros or personalized, whoever, are playing the game and like, wow, this is actually really good. Like I can micro and I can macro, and there's strategy here, and I'm having a lot of fun. I would imagine that everyone would like purchase it to play around on it, because we're all big RTS fans. But yeah, I don't know. It's such a weird thing. It's a weird thing to me. I guess maybe I don't understand.
I just feel like we're like it's like we got Street Fighter and Smash, and we're just waiting for another fight. It's the only fighting games there are, I mean, besides a bunch of really bad ones. And then I'm sitting.
You mean like StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 are basically that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and then it's like,
every other good RTS died.
Yeah, or just has no scene or no real scene that could ever sustain itself.
That's dying.
Strange. Warcraft 3 as well, we should say. Okay, guys, we are out of time, so thank you so much for joining us on The Bunker and listening to our RTS rant. It was a lot of fun. We'll be back with the GSL Code S in about 10 minutes.